I'm Dimitri, and this is the start of my little series called Pictures of the Day. Obviously, it's by me. These pictures are all of mine. And yeah, before we get into the pictures specifically, let's go through some stuff about me. So basically, I've been a photographer for about almost 5 years now, and originally it was sort of just something I did for a class in high school, and then it sort of developed into a hobby, and now it's something that I'm sort of aspiring to do professionally, but as of right now, not quite yet. But anyways, yeah, I've taken all sorts of different pictures, from pictures in Alaska all the way down to Hawaii, and sort of all over the US so far, mostly concentrated in, I'd say, Alaska, Hawaii, Florida, and Arizona, but that will be more apparent later as we get deeper into this little exploratory series. So yeah, from Alaska, I lived there my whole life up until November of 2024. I just moved over to Arizona, so that has been a bit of an adventure. And yeah, I live in Arizona, so that's been quite a temperature change and just climate in general. It's pretty toasty over here in comparison to back home, but I think it's been quite nice so far overall. I've been chillier than I have been over back in Alaska sometimes, but I think it's all relative, really. Anyways, that being said, the point of this video, and I guess the video series overall, is firstly gonna show all the different pictures I've taken. I've taken about, I think, 90,000 pictures overall, but of course a few of those are duds and whatnot, so realistically I'm not exactly sure the number of quality shots. But with that being said, yeah, I just want to show what I've done, sort of build a, I guess, video portfolio, discuss what's going on in them. There's definitely stories with all the different pictures that I've taken, whether that be what's going on in my life, or I guess just a story within the picture itself. Like in street photography specifically, that happens quite a bit. But yeah, that will be a bit self-apparent when we get to that point. And I kind of just wanted to do make some videos, so those are the main reasons. I guess the last point is just for my enjoyment and my wanting to do so. So with that being said, let's get started with the first picture. As you can see, I got a little transition. I don't think I did that with any of the other ones, but that will be the first one. This is a picture of the Capitol building in Tucson, Arizona. I think Tucson was the first capital of Arizona, and then it switched over to Phoenix. So this was the building that they erected, I guess, to be the Capitol building, where they did all their, I guess, state stuff. It's really, I think Tucson has a lot of old architecture, and this is a sort of an example of it. It's quite, I don't know, eye-catching. I really, really enjoy the dome shape. It's quite cool, and we'll be seeing this mural in just a memorial rather, in just a moment. So that's actually the next picture. It's a bit of a self-portrait. I'm realizing that some of these pictures, no, it's not too bad. I was thinking that maybe it's a bit grainy, but if you look into the corners and not in the center, and of course I think I'm using Google Slides for this video just because I don't know how to edit yet. So with that being said, the pictures are not as high quality as they show up on my Google Photos, but that is okay. Anyways, if you look closely, the edges of the picture, they're a little bit blurry. I think that's because of the particular lens I'm using for these wider angle shots on my Canon camera. But anyways, this memorial was, I guess, in honor of the 2011 shootings in Tucson, Arizona. I forgot the exact reasons it had happened. I know it was kind of bad. A crazy guy killed, I think, 6 people, and there were 13 injured, and I guess just countless lives sort of touched by that. So it was obviously important enough to make a memorial, and it's called the Embrace. And if you were to get a aerial shot, it almost looks like two arms going in for a hug. So I think that's kind of cool. I was unaware of that when I took this picture, but I don't know. I just thought this would be a good self-portrait opportunity, and I think it looks kind of cool. Right here is the library. I think it was the Joel library. It is quite huge. I did not realize until I think 2 or 3 days ago that is just a library, and it doesn't exactly have too much going on other than it being that. And I just think it looks kind of neat. It's very angular, I guess, architecture, and it's just a really cool building, and it's quite massive. I think, no, there isn't anybody. I think that's a guy. Wait, no, that's a tree. Anyways, cool library. I might have to stop by there sometime. Here's a Corvette that I saw while I was doing some street photography. I had a relatively low shutter speed, and that causes the car in the center to be in focus since I was tracking it, and you can see everything else was sort of blurry. So I thought that was kind of cool. Sadly, Google Slides is kind of compressing every photo is what I'm realizing, so it's a bit smushed, but overall I think you can see that the whole car is sort of in focus. This guy's out of focus, the signs are out of focus, and yeah, it was just a nice Corvette. I think it was just a black Corvette or a gray Corvette. I can't remember since sort of shooting monochrome takes that away. Anyways, nice car. I thought it was kind of cool. Right here is a little cafe. It was on the way back to the parking garage next to the Capitol building that I use whenever I go downtown. And I cannot exactly recall the name of it, but you can see, oh yeah, it's a cafe right here. And they have all the cooler with the drinks in it and whatnot. And I have not personally visited it there yet, but I think this was just a nice, interesting, lighted picture with different sources of light going on with it, overhanging lights and the light from the cooler. So, and I also just thought the square toll was kind of neat. Anyways, off to the next one. This is just a little bit of an alleyway with this mystery man. He was kind of not embarrassed per se, but he noticed I was taking pictures of this particular alleyway. I really liked how the electrical lines looked, and I liked how, I guess, I don't know, just it looked like a cool alleyway. And he was riding along on his scooter. You can't exactly see it all too well, but he stopped, and then he realized who cares, and he just kept on riding, and he went into this door right here. Don't know what this building is, but he certainly went in there. And something that will come up, I think, in the next installment of the series is probably some of the mural pictures that I've taken in downtown Tucson. It has quite a few different, there's just a lot of murals, and they're all quite good. So yeah, little alleyway picture, kind of neat, kind of cool. I really like how I've been digging monochrome more recently for some reason. I think it was because I switched cameras, and I think the color coming from my Olympus camera isn't exactly as, I think Canon colors are just a little bit better than Olympus, but it might just be that it has a smaller smaller sensor rather. Anyways, that being said, here's that picture. This one was kind of interesting. I was sitting in a little cafe. I cannot remember the name of it, but their whole thing was like, oh, we have tater tots. It was sort of a hipster spot, and everybody, all the waiters and waitresses, they looked like hipsters. So it was kind of cool. I got several Arnold Palmers because they didn't charge extra for refills. So I just kept on doing that. And while I was sitting there, this fella right here, I think he might be a homeless man. I think so. Most of them carry blankets around because it gets cold at night, but yeah, he was being quite loud, being sort of, I wouldn't say violent per se, but just a bit of a disturbance. And it was kind of cool to see him walking around with this blanket sort of draped over his shoulders like a cape, or I guess, yeah, just a cape. It was kind of neat. And I was originally going to do like a zoom in little edit with the Google Slides or transition or whatever to show the expression on his face. But guess what? It sucked because the picture quality was just shredded. It looked just like, it was like Legos, the size of Legos almost. Anyways, I think next picture is, yeah, these folks. Since I cannot zoom in as much as I want to, you won't be able to see the more detailed expressions that these people have in their faces. Some with the lighter faces, since they're more, I guess, they have more contrast in them since there's more light shining on their face. It's a bit easier to see. Like, you can see this guy staring right at me. He was looking right at me too. I got caught, which is kind of fun when I'm doing street photography. These guys are just waiting for the bus. But I thought the wrinkles in this guy's face, they were quite intriguing. So I just sort of snapped a picture of him. And then this guy, he was just looking at me. I don't know what's up with him, but that's fine. Anyways, here's another little shot that I took, just walking down the street and whatnot. I originally, if you look right here, there's a skateboarder kid. I guess, no, that isn't him. I think he's already passed even. But yeah, there's skateboarders, and I was going to get pictures of them. And I had my exposure too high, so everything was all blown out. And when I turned it down, or like I fixed my settings, I caught this guy just sort of walking around. He was a businessman walking downtown. And, he's just doing his thing. I didn't really know what he was getting up to, but I just thought it looked kind of cool. I think this or the next photo is the last photo. There are constantly these people standing on the corners of downtown. I think that they're advertising some sort of religious retreat or something along those lines. And this guy, I have several pictures of him going through different emotions. Here he just looks very, very sad and displeased for some reason. It might be because I'm taking a picture of him. But immediately after he makes this face towards me, he has a huge laughing smile with this lady. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I know that him and his cool little hat, I thought that was neat enough to snap a picture of. So I think, there's one more, and it's the fellow with the Nike socks. This is right outside of the, I guess, transit center, where all the buses sort of go, and you can go there and get onto a bus, sort of go all over Arizona, or all over Tucson, rather. I think that Tucson, all the buses are free. I might be incorrect. Most definitely am probably incorrect, but I think you could just sort of get on the bus and go. So that's quite cool. I feel like a lot of people take advantage of that to get to where they need to be. And I really liked how this guy had Nike socks. I thought that was kind of funny. The first thing that caught my eye was him hitting this vape pen of some sort. So I really wanted to catch him blowing out a big cloud of smoke. And I don't even think I realized that these were here until after I took the picture. But anyways, I think, yep, that is the last picture. I think I'll do, with each video, maybe about, 10 to 15. I think I did 11 this time around. But I suppose as I go along with this little video series, I'll sort of hammer it out a bit more, get a better idea of what I want to do with the structure of it and whatnot. Maybe not riff the entire time when I'm trying to go through pictures and have a script, maybe. That might be a good idea. But anyways, with that being said, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy the pictures. What I'll do is I'll leave a link to my Instagram, my photography Instagram, and that might, I guess, show you guys the higher quality versions of the pictures. So, with that all being said, hope you guys have a good one, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video.